Okay, so how long does Michael spend in the airport before his flight departs? Well, we know he leaves home at 8 o'clock, so he arrives at the airport at 9 o'clock, 1 hour later, and we know that his flight departs at 11. So he arrives at the airport at 9, flight departs at 11, so he spends 2 hours at the airport before his flight departs, 2 hours, 0 minutes. When the flight departs, what time is it in New York? Well, we know when the flight departs is at 11 a.m. UK time. We're told that in New York it's 5 hours behind London time. So what's 5 hours before 11? Well, it's 6 o'clock. So 24-hour clock, 0600. But part B. C. An hour after landing in New York, Michael calls his mother in London. What time was it in London when he called her? Answer in 24-hour format. What time was it in London? So we're working in UK time here, aren't we? Because we're looking for the time in London. So working on UK time, we know he departs at 11. We know it is an 8-hour flight, so he arrives at 19 o'clock, 24-hour time. And then we know that he is an hour after landing in New York. He calls his mother. So an hour later is 20 hours in UK time, so time in London, so 20:00. Right, on his return journey the flight time is 20% longer than the original flight. Well, the original flight was 8 hours, it tells us that, 8 hours, so we need to add 20% to 8 hours. Now remember, when we're working out any percentages, always work out 10% to start with, which is a tenth of 8, which is 0.8. We want 20%, so we want 2 lots of 10%, so another 0.8. So 1.6 is 20% of 8 hours, so it's an extra 1.6 hours. 8 hours add 1.6 hours, 9.6 hours. How long does the journey in part D take in minutes? Well, it's 9.6 hours, so bit by bit. So 9 hours, well, 60 minutes in an hour, 9 6s are 54. So that's 540. 9 times 60 is 540. So that's the 9 hours. Now, how many minutes is 0.6 of an hour? Okay, well, an hour is 60 minutes, so 0.6 of an hour is 0.6 of 60 minutes. 0.6 times 60 is 36 minutes. 540 add 36, 576 minutes.